Sure. So the Mann Act was passed in 1910, and it's changed a few times through the years. But really, what it's geared at, what it's focused on, is prosecuting people who make money from the business of prostitution.
Sean Diddy Combs is making one final desperate bid to get out of jail before sentencing. And this time, the stakes go way beyond the courtroom. Could he really walk free on a $50 million bond or even get a pardon from Donald Trump? Let's break down exactly what's happening, why it matters, and whether this last-minute legal Hail Mary might actually work. Just weeks ago, a federal jury shocked everyone with a mixed verdict. Diddy was acquitted of the blockbuster racketeering and sex trafficking charges that could have put him away for life. But the jury did convict him on 2 counts under the Mann Act, charges that say he transported people across state lines to engage in prostitution. Technically, those convictions carry up to 20 years behind bars. But legal experts say he'll likely face something closer to 4 or 5. His sentencing is locked in for October 3rd, 2025. Since then, Diddy's been sitting inside the infamous MDC Brooklyn Detention Center, an aging facility critics call violent, chaotic, and barely fit for human beings. That's where this new motion comes in. Diddy's lawyers argue there are exceptional circumstances that justify letting him out till sentencing. Their headline offer? A stunning $50 million bail package secured by his Miami mansion. He'd be limited to South Florida and New York, surrender his passport, live under 24/7 pretrial supervision, and even agree to mental health treatment or private security if the judge asks. What makes this case exceptional? First, the Mann Act itself. Diddy's team says the law was designed to stop forced trafficking and profit-driven prostitution rings, not to criminalize a consensual swingers lifestyle. They point out Diddy, his longtime girlfriends, and hired male escorts all made adult choices together. There was no force, fraud, or coercion. And that's exactly why the jury cleared him of the sex trafficking charges. They claim prosecutors stretched the law far beyond its real purpose, turning Diddy into possibly the only person in America jailed simply for being a John rather than a pimp. Second, the jail itself. MDC Brooklyn's been slammed by judges, lawyers, and former inmates for lockdowns that last days, denial of medical care, and frequent violence. Just last year, outside law enforcement had to sweep the facility to restore order. Diddy's lawyers argue that being held there while awaiting a non-violent sentencing is by itself exceptional. Prosecutors aren't backing down. They've argued in earlier filings and are expected to repeat that Diddy is a danger to the community. They point to what they call a long pattern of violence, attempts to influence witnesses from jail, and his enormous wealth making him a potential flight risk. The judge already denied bail before, partly because even Diddy's own lawyers admitted at trial that he was sometimes violent toward his girlfriends. Diddy's team counters that those incidents were years ago, isolated, and that since then he'd even enrolled in a domestic violence program before being arrested. Now, just as the courtroom drama unfolds, another twist is catching headlines. Talk of a possible presidential pardon. According to multiple reports, Donald Trump, who has a decades-long personal connection to Diddy, is seriously considering stepping in. Some see it as an outrageous example of celebrity privilege. Others, like conservative commentator Megyn Kelly, have blasted it as political poison. But it shows just how far this case has moved from purely legal arguments into the worlds of power, race, and pop culture scandal. At the heart of it is a clash of narratives. Is Diddy a powerful, violent figure who hid behind wealth and fame? Or is he a consenting adult targeted by an outdated law and held in dangerous conditions? Does the law apply equally? Or do money and connections rewrite the rules? The judge could accept the $50 million bond and let him out before sentencing, or keep him in MDC until October, when Diddy could still face several more years in federal prison. And then there's the wild card, a potential pardon, which could erase the entire conviction.
So what do you think? Should Diddy walk free on bail before sentencing? Does he deserve a pardon? Or would that be a slap in the face to real accountability? Drop your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories where law power, and celebrity collide. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.